Hey everyone, and welcome back to Water Cooler TV. Wednesday night was the NBA draft, where the top three picks were Timberwolves selected Anthony Edwards, the Warriors selected James Wiseman, and the Charlotte Hornets selected LaMelo Ball. From the beginning, I was saying that I think that LaMelo Ball is the best of the Ball brothers. I think that Lonzo was way overhyped, especially from his father. LiAngelo didn't even make it to the league. He declared for the draft and just didn't get picked. And I think that I always thought LaMelo was the best, and I think that he's going to prove that right now. We're going to mainly focus on LaMelo Ball and how he is going to help the Charlotte Hornets. Evan, do you think he will help?
Do I think he will help? Yeah, it's a good fit over there. You know, his dad and MJ do have a little bit of drama. I think he's a big point guard who can pass the ball well, right? He does have that unorthodox shot form, but they could start to establish themselves as an 8 seed maybe in the East.
Yeah, and I also think that it's a lot of shooters, like you said. They don't have a big man. What is it, like 4 point guards now?
They have 4 point guards and 1 center.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So, like, of course, LaMelo. Let's see if he does good, because as you saw when his college games and all his other games, yeah, he's making these crazy plays. Well, welcome to the big league. So we're gonna see what happens with that. Speaking of big, they don't have big people on that team. And I feel like that's gonna work against them, and they're going to get bullied in the bottom. So, and in their division, they're gonna play big men, and it's gonna be big time losses when that happens. That's what I think.
So just for reference, the Hornets only have about $20.5 million to spend in cap space. I don't know who they're going to go out and sign with that money.
Hopefully a center.
Yeah, they would need a
power forward.
Either like a really good power forward or a okay center, just so they get more big men on that roster. The Pelicans just drafted another point guard, Kira Lewis out of Alabama, with their pick in the draft. So does that mean Lonzo's usage is going to go down? Is he going to be the starter there? You know, we don't really know.
Do you think they know they signed up for LeVar?
It matters. First, let's see if the man plays good. Because listen, this guy could be the biggest bust. And also, I don't know, his dad might pop off, which could be good for the Hornets, or it could be terribly bad.
I think that we should start a petition that LeVar and Michael Jordan now have to play one-on-one.
We both know who would win. It doesn't matter.
I know, but it would be hilarious.
Yeah, it'd still be great. All right, so let's move on to some other breaking news. Klay Thompson, shooting guard for the Warriors. I cannot believe I have to say this. Tore his right Achilles. I believe it was on draft night. And now he will miss the entire 2020-2021 NBA season. Last year, the Warriors also did not have Steph, and they finished not only last in the Western Conference, but last in the NBA. Klay Thompson is currently on a 5-year, $190 million contract and is slated to get $35 million this season. So what does this mean for the Warriors?
I feel bad for Klay Thompson because 2 years in a row out now with the Warriors. I don't think they'll make it to the playoffs. I think that maybe they'll make it to like the 10th seed, because right now then they're just playing with Steph Curry and Draymond Green. Now we saw Draymond Green play last year. He was okay. They still ended up coming in last place. I think Draymond Green has more of a football built than basketball. But Steph Curry, he's a miracle worker, but he also hasn't been doing that well in the past 2 seasons. He was out. He's been having a lot of injuries. And so it's hard. It's something that you're going to have to play by ear.
Steph coming back is huge for them, and I think it's going to cause them to be more aggressive in this situation with Kelly Oubre, even though there's going to be some trouble with their cap space. So Oubre on the Suns was on a 2-year, $30 million deal, and they are currently trying to get him from the Thunder. The problem is that the luxury tax bill is going to equate to about $134 million
Jeez.
they take on Oubre. But I do agree with you, Josh. I don't think they'll make the playoffs this year. I think they'll definitely improve. I do agree with that prediction at the 10 seed. And building off of the situation with Mr. Oubre, we come into the conversation with the Oklahoma City Thunder, who at the moment have 18 picks in the next 7 drafts. Eli, what's your reaction to that?
Oh, baby, here we go, boys. Listen, it's all up to the Oklahoma organization. What are you gonna do now? And honestly, I am scared. If I was a fan, I would be scared because you want to see what's happening to them right now, trading away their amazing, great players. Okay, let's just go back to the team 2 years ago. So we have Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and they're thinking about trading away Steven Adams. Dennis Schroeder, who is doing phenomenal last season. Now, all of them gone. They're all going away. So I don't like this organization change. But listen, if they can pick up some young guys in the draft, but even if they have that many picks, are those many drafts going to affect anything if they're that young? And can they really develop something and turn that into a top caliber team, which I don't think will happen.
There's one more thing that you're missing on that list. Billy Donovan, gone.
Also true. Also very interesting.
Yep.
Also very interesting.
Billy Donovan.
5.
Yeah.
I think that the Oklahoma City Thunder's organization is not rebuilding how they should be thinking and how they should be rebuilding, because every person that they're trading for that's good, they're trading away. They're trading away Danny Green. They're trading away.
Well, that's the debate if Danny Green is still good.
What?
That's a debate if Danny Green is still good.
He's won 3 or 4 rings in his life. 2 in a row. One?
Hey, no. He's won, as in past tense. And if you're going to tell me that Danny Green was a factor in this Lakers championship, you got another thing coming to you, buddy.
But he was a huge factor in the Let's Go one, in the Toronto one. He was a huge one in the Spurs one.
Yeah, he was. How did he play this year? The man played like garbage. The man was throwing up bricks. It was disgusting.
That's true. I had to drop him for my fantasy team. But also, now they're going to trade away Kelly Oubre. They're not rebuilding how they should.
The Thunder traded away Chris Paul, Hall of Famer.
Okay, but he also has been playing that well in the past couple of years.
I mean, he was sort of responsible.
He was really, really good when he was on the Clippers. Once he left the Clippers, he was okay. He was okay on the Rockets. But when he went to the Thunder, he wasn't that good. He wasn't.
I think he was responsible for their playoff run this year.
He was their playoff run. He was the team.
Yeah, exactly. So, and they traded him away for Oubre, who they're now trading. They had also gotten Ricky Rubio, who they sent to Minnesota.
He's bouncing around.
How do you guys think that reunion is going to be?
That's going to be
Or do you think Russell's going to start?
They might be exciting to watch. I don't know, but anyways.
Who's going to start? Who's going to start, Russell or Ricky?
I don't know. Maybe you play Russell at the 2.
So I'm not even going to say names, but here's the question. You have 3 of arguably the best shooters in the league on the same team. Do they share the ball or not? What's the answer? Evan, start us off.
Well, I honestly, I wouldn't say Kyrie is, he's up there in the.
They're going unnamed. What do you think this is?
Okay, one of those players who attended Duke University is for college. I wouldn't consider him to be one of the best shooters in the NBA. He might be top 10, but his impact on the teams that he plays with, I think, is definitely very good. If the player from Houston does go there, it's clear
that Kyrie did not play well with Celtics. Played terrible with Celtics. Made them worse, actually.
So if that player from Houston does go to that one team with the two good players. I don't think they will be able to share the ball.
In case you guys didn't know, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant. My opinion is that if they were all together, I think that it would be a great team. They might not be able to share the ball as well, but I think that they'd make it to the finals. But here's the thing. The Rockets want either Kyrie or Kevin Durant. They want somebody good back, which is a big issue.
I think
that's a good point.
I think
the Nets don't want to do that. Because they want to have a top. They want to have three people there. They want to have a big three. But the Rockets refuse to do anything unless it's for like Kyrie or somebody good.
Levert is also very good.
I think James Harden is going to end up taking the 2-year, $103 million.
He doesn't want it.
What?
He doesn't want it. I don't think he's going to take it. He's going to be stubborn like that.
I mean, he could still play out the last year of his contract this year, and then he'll be an unrestricted free agent next year along with Giannis, which will be interesting to see.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to go to the same place.
I would like to mention how sick it would be for James Harden to be the first player in the NBA to ever earn more than $50 million in a year. Next up, we have the Bucks. So as we all know, Giannis is trying to get out of Milwaukee either this season or next season. He's trying to get traded out this season. But if not, he wants to leave next season when he's a free agent. And the Bucks are doing everything in their power to try to convince him to stay. They traded Eric Bledsoe for Jrue Holiday. They attempted to get Bojan Bogdanovic in a sign and trade, but it fell through. It's hard for them to build around Giannis when they don't have anybody good that they can trade for.
Chris Middleton.
True, but that's one player. One player mediocre isn't going to get you anybody that good.
Plus draft picks. Chris Middleton?
If they were to trade Chris Middleton and Eric Bledsoe at the same time, they can probably get somebody good. Now, I think Giannis is not going to stay. I think Giannis is going to either demand a trade or he's going to leave next season. I think he's done in Milwaukee. I think he wants a bigger fan base. And yeah, but also it's stupid because he would then also be turning down a $250 million 5-year contract.
Yeah, like he'd be easily be offered the supermax, and I think he could take it. And I think he just has that emotional attachment to Milwaukee, because they were the team that gave the scrawny 18-year-old kid from Greece a chance. And look at even though they haven't had so much success in the playoffs. I mean, in the regular season, they've been insane. He's brought general success to that team.
MVP.
Yeah. I actually watched something the other day. Giannis was actually supposed to be signed or drafted to the Hawks. He went to the Hawks arena. He did a bunch of things with the Hawks. And then they were all like, okay, we'll see you in a couple of days. And then next thing you know, the Bucks picked him up.
Yeah.
But also, Evans, back what you said about Harden and Giannis. Let's not forget the relationship they have. I think that there is zero chance. If Giannis is not going to draft him in an all-star game, he's not going to be on the same team with him.
Now, going back to what you were saying before, you asked if Lonzo was going to start or if that other guy was going to start. I think neither of them are going to start. I think Bledsoe's going to start.
Okay, yeah.
So before we conclude the episode, though, I just want to mention the teams with the most cap space this season and how bad I feel for them because there's nobody good this season to get in the free agency. Right now, there's the Atlanta Hawks who have about $44 million in their cap space.
My gosh.
And it sucks because imagine getting somebody else with Trae Young and Clint Capella. That would be a championship team right there. Next, we have the New York Knicks with $42.4 million in cap space.
Yep.
The Detroit Pistons, $30 million in cap space. And the Charlotte Hornets with $19.4 million in cap space. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and share. And once again, thank you. We'll see you next episode.